If we had adopted a little bit of his suggestion, I think the band may still have been together today. So that was the first time.
Imagine this. You helped build one of the greatest rock bands of all time. You're not just playing guitar. You're crafting the songs that become history. Your riffs, iconic. Your name, in the liner notes. Your passion, all over the stage. Millions of fans. Sold-out stadiums. Albums that go multi-platinum. From LA to London, everybody knows your sound. But behind the lights, behind the cheers, there's tension, there's ego, and there's silence. And standing dead center in all of it was Don Felder.
What happened? He said, we should take a month off. A little disagreement early on about how much we should work and how hard we should work.
He joined the Eagles when they were already flying high. But when he came in, he added a new gear. His guitar work, sharp, clean, dangerous. And the band? They went next level. Then came Hotel California. He helped write it, that song. The one that gets played at weddings, funerals, road trips, breakups. An anthem so big, it became more than music. It became timeless. But even after that, even with all the success, all the awards, all the headlines, Felder wasn't treated like a brother. He was seen as temporary, replaceable, in the band, but not in the circle. Like being invited to the cookout, but never getting a seat at the table. He describes it like walking on glass. Every move, every opinion, measured, watched, judged. Because when two people, Don Henley and Glenn Frey, run the show, you either follow their rules or you're out. Simple as that. And Felder? He wasn't built for silence. He stood for fairness. He believed a band should be equal, not a two-man empire with background players. And that's when the cracks started to show. The politics took over. Decisions were made behind closed doors. Creative input, cut off. Respect, gone. One day you're laying down the track of a generation. The next, your keycard stops working. No sit down, no handshake, no send-off. Just, you're done. That's the part fans never saw. The ugly truth behind the beautiful music. Because while the records were spinning, the relationships were shattering, and behind every hit was a heart slowly breaking. Now, here's the part that says the most about who Felder really is. He could have aired them out. He could have written a book full of dirt, done interviews dripping with revenge. But he didn't. He stayed classy. He still calls them brothers. He still honors what they created together. Because for him, it was never just business. It was love, loyalty, music that meant something. Yes, it hurt. Yes, it broke him. But he didn't let bitterness write his story. He walked away with grace. And at 77, he still plays, still tours, still smiles when the crowd screams during Hotel California. Because even if people forget his name, he knows the chords he played helped shape rock history. So what do you call that? Forgiveness, strength, maturity, maybe all three. Or maybe just being real in an industry that often isn't. But this story, this ain't just about the Eagles. It's about all of us. About what happens when you give your all, your time, your soul, your talent, and in return, you get pushed to the side. It's about fighting to be heard, even when the room gets quiet. It's about walking away from the spotlight and still shining anyway. Don Felder finally told his truth. And for anyone who's ever been underestimated, overlooked, or written off, his story hits home. Because it's not just about music. It's about knowing your worth, even when others forget it. And that's what we do here. We don't just retell stories. We uncover the real ones. The behind the scenes, behind the fame, behind the curtain truth. The kind of stuff no one posts about, but everyone feels when they hear it. So if you're here for more than just headlines, if you're here for the legends, the untold struggles, the voices that got drowned out, then this is your place. Subscribe, not just because it helps the channel, but because it helps keep these stories alive. Stories that matter, stories that inspire, stories that remind you. Even when the spotlight fades, the truth still shines. Stick around, because Don Felder's truth is just one of many. And trust me, we're only getting started.